Hi there, and welcome to Darlene's Creative Studio. Today I'm just going to be sharing with you a couple of things. I just went to a thrift store yesterday and went in and found a couple of things. I want to share how I'm revamping them or reusing them. And I don't know if you can see it very well. I got this acrylic stand. Let's see if I can find something to put behind it so you can see it. I bought this acrylic stand at the thrift store. It was 25 cents. I used to work at the Southampton Art School, and I know when we purchased these for some of our brochures and stuff, they were quite expensive to buy. So this little acrylic stand holds a catalog or a little brochure. And I thought it would be kind of neat to have on my craft table. But it's a little scratched. It's got some scratches on the surface. So what I thought I would do is take the stand and just take some cardstock and try and cut it to fit inside the cover, and then put something on the front here so that you can actually see what's inside of it a little better. So I think I'm just going to cover the back for now, and I'm going to leave this alone on the front so that when I do put a book inside this, or one of my journals or a brochure, whatever, they'll be able to see through it. But I just want to cover up some of the back part of it because it's a little scratched. So all I did was measure the width of the inside, and it was 6 1/4. And then I slid that piece in there, and then I just turned it over and traced along the back of it, and then cut it out to the shape of it. Excuse me. And I'm just going to use some Fabri-Tac to tack it on. It doesn't have to be really secure in case I want to take it off again. I'm just trying to decide which side I like better facing up. This side. No, I think I'm going to keep it that side. It's fairly subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. I also went online. A local auctioneer was doing a local auction, and I just randomly bid on some postage stamps. And I got this, it just said a large bag of postage stamps, and I got it for $4. So I drove down to pick it up, and it was quite a large bag, and I started playing with them yesterday, just kind of sorting through them. And they're US stamps. So there was a lot of what I called the US flag, and then there was some that were a shell series, and I started sorting them, and I had over 600 of just the shell ones. So I think there's probably about 2,000 to 2,500 stamps in the bag. So I think I did pretty well. But the funny thing is, they're all on, well, 99.9% of them are all on pink envelopes. So whoever did this in 1987 had some kind of a mail out and only used pink envelopes as the return envelope. Okay, so I've just added some Fabri-Tac to the back of that, and I'm going ahead and put that in there. So now it's not so bad when I put something inside of this. It won't look as bad. I'm just going to grab a book to show you. So now when I slide something in this, there, you'll still be able to see the book. And I might put my business card or something on the front of that, but I just want to be able to show the whole front of the book, and it was just a little bit scratched. And the back looks pretty too. So, okay, so I got that for 25 cents. That was one of the things I purchased. I'll leave that in there. I got a copy of The Artist's Way, and I don't know if any of you have read this, but it's a great creative book. I got this for $1. I've always been wanting, I've started it once and I never finished it, and then I lost the copy that I had, so I got this for $1. I thought that might be a fun thing to use. And I got this large box. It's kind of suede feeling, and it came with this gift register binder, and this little piece of paper slides out. I think it cost me $2.50, and it does open up on the side and like that, and I put all the stamps that I purchased online. So these are the US stamps, and they're all on these little pink pieces of envelope. I've taken some of them out. So there's US ones. There are 609 of these little shells. And then I sorted them into Christmas ones. There's some Christmas greeting ones. And then there's some larger stamps. And this one has a little puppy on it that says love. But what they've done is they've left them on the envelope. And it has like a little flap. So some of them I'm just ripping off like that. I'm going to throw that piece away. And I'm going to keep them on the pink piece of paper and trim them up when I use them. But these ones are a little bit larger, so it almost made like a little booklet. So I was thinking of maybe trying to do something with those, making it like a flip out or something in a book. So I got all these online at this, and these were the only yellow ones in there. So I got quite a few of those. And then this was in one of those little package bundles where you get a bag and there's a whole bunch of things in it. And this was a souvenir collection of postage stamps from 1982. And this was in a $2.99 package. And inside of it has a whole bunch of loose stamps. And then there's an actual book in here that has the postage stamps underneath some plastic there. And I guess you're supposed to put the stamps that you've gotten inside the book. But this was inside a package. There were some business cards, blank business cards, a whole brand new package of white business cards that you put in your printer. And this for $2.99. So I grabbed those as part of my little thrift store find. So I just put all my little postage stamps in there, and I will put those other ones in there. And this closes up, and I just added a little handle to the front. And it sits underneath my table with all my little postage stamps in it. So there was that. And then it had this guest registrar. I might just replace that and use this for doing my expenses or something like that. So I'll keep that on my desk. And then there was these two little journal kits, and they come with, it's like a chipboard binder. And it comes with some chipboard pieces. And this is all little pieces of scrapbooking paper. And some little covers that go inside. So there was two of those. They were $5 each. So I grabbed those. I just wanted them mostly for the cover there. Oh, it does come with some ribbon. The other ribbon had fallen out. So these are the little chipboard pieces, stencil pieces, and then these are the chipboard pieces. And then this is all the little cardstock that came inside the kit. And then these little plastic covers. So I grabbed those two. I thought they may be nice. I might send them to my grandkids to play with. So I got those. I also got this very large box. It was $2. And it's a large box of envelopes. And it's pretty old. They're worn and discolored, which I kind of like. But because they're so old, let me just lift this up. There's probably about 2,000 in here. But because they're so old, the glue has started to stick a little bit, which was fine because I'm going to use these for my little project, pocket projects, which I've made before just by taking an envelope and cutting it. So there's the envelope, and I've just cut it off. And then I cover this, I cut a little bit of the front off and make this look like a library pocket. And then this holds the business card. And I cover these in cardstock or scrapbooking paper. And then this could hold a business card, and this is like a little library pocket, and I glued on top. I have a video of how I made these, but I thought because they're already partially glued closed, these would be perfect for making those little, I call them pocket project cards, and you put little cards and stuff in there. So these would be great for adding on to some of my journals. So I will actually do up a little ephemera pack, and I think I will include some of those already cut up. So I got those, and then I bought a huge, and I don't think I can get it up on the table, but I will try. It's a huge bag of upholstery fabrics. And it's very heavy. It was one of those bed linen, had a down comforter in it, I guess, the bag. And it has, let me just move this out of the way here, tons of samples for upholstery, and they've already cut them for me into a nice size. So again, I might try and do up a little kit. This is a large piece, but some of the fabrics in here are just amazing. Look at this. I'm just going to try and move this over so I can show you some of them. Here is some elephants. And again, they've already cut them into like a, it has the little label on the back, but it's already cut into a sample size. So this might be nice on the front of a journal. Wouldn't that look pretty on the front of a journal? So it has the elephant, and then it has it in a lighter brown. And then there's like a greeny color as well. So there was these, some of them, I mean, I'm not going to show you them all because there's just way too many. But then there are these floral ones, which I thought were really pretty. Look at this one with the black. And then there's some with some other flowers and some irises and tulips. So there's those. I just pulled out some of my favorites and put them on top. I just love this. And it's not really, really thick, so I think it would be okay on the front cover. Like they're not, they're very, very flexible, whereas I find some upholstery fabrics are very stiff. So this was just some smaller samples, but they have these larger ones. Look at this purple and blue, isn't that beautiful? Some blue. I thought these were kind of neat. It's kind of a satiny, crispy feel. So there's those. I mean, it's just jam-packed, filled with samples. So again, once I do up a couple, I might do some kits and actually include a piece of fabric in them as well, like some chipboard covers, and then just throw in some of, oh, that one's pretty too, some of the fabrics. And then there was lots and lots of, and I'll just grab a little stack. This is just a quarter of the stack. But then they have these, what I call more of the chenille type. And I've done some mini journals with this fabric and it works out really well. So they have tons of samples in this. And again, it's not hard, it's nice and soft. But some of the fabrics are just amazing. So I grabbed this, it was $8. And I swear I have over, oh, I must have at least 70 to 80 pieces. Anyway, so that's just some of the chenille type fabrics as well. And it just go on and on and on and on. I could just, I can pull it over, I could just flip through, and these are some of the skinnier pieces. There's some satiny, shiny pieces. Some florals that you'd normally find on a sofa. I thought this one was kind of neat, this little dot one. Oh my goodness, it just goes on and on and on forever. So that was a really good buy. It was very heavy though, really hard to get it out of the store. I had to grab a great big shopping cart, so I grabbed that for $8. So I'm going to do some more fabric covered journals, and I think mini ones and also some larger ones, and I might show you how to do those as well. So there's that very large bit that I got. Anyway, that was some of the things that I picked up at the thrift shop. I just want to show you two other pieces here. This piece of fabric was inside the upholstery fabric as well. And it's just, it looks like it's cotton. And I think it's an outdoor fabric because I think it did say that it was protected with Total Action DuPont. Yeah, so it was covered, but I washed it. So there was this little piece of fabric in there as well, which I washed. And then I grabbed this sheet fabric. I think that was $2. And this was some of the blues that I kept out of that upholstery fabric. I want to do one for me. I love some of the blues. So those were just some of the little pieces. And then I grabbed this. They had about 5 different pieces of these tassels up on the top. And this cost me $5.99. There is some like a brown. And then there's this blue. And it was wrapped around that. And then there was this in it as well. So I have this blue tassels. I have this, oh, there's a little green one in there. Didn't even see the green one. And then they have this teal. And then they have this aqua color here. I should have grabbed a couple more of them. There was a red one. I just grabbed these ones because I didn't know what I'd do with them, but I know a lot of people make the boho journals, so, and like the little frills, so I have bought that as well. And then I grabbed this piece of fabric as well, and this was, I think, $5.99, and it's huge. It's just a really, really big piece. Now I think this is upholstery fabric because it does have, it's a white backing, and it feels a little bit heavier. It's not really, really thin cotton. It just feels a little bit heavier, but I thought this would be nice for some of my fabric boxes, some of my toolboxes and stuff like that. So that's what I did yesterday. I was a little bored, and I thought I'm going to go up. They were very good when I got to the store. They were only allowing 20 people in the store at a time, and you had to wear a mask. And I got there just as they let the last person in. The poor man that was behind me had to wait. But I did go in and grab some small pieces of fabric as well. I know there was a couple other things, and I just can't think of what it was that I bought. But I just wanted to kind of touch base and show you some of the little finds that I got at the thrift store. And what I'll be working on in the next little while, I'm going to be working on I found these black envelopes. They're huge, huge black envelopes. And I think I got these at a thrift store in one of those little packages. And they're really, really big. They're 11.5 by 9. So they fit an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I think they were for like an invitation to something. So I think I'm going to try and do like a little flip or a fold or something and make something out of this, a little folio of some kind. So that will be my next tutorial. I'm going to be working on something like that. I'm just going to play a little bit and see what I can come up with, and then I'll do a tutorial on that as well. But I'm going to try and take this from black and then add some really nice papers and stuff on top of it to lighten it up a little bit, so that all you will see is just a little tiny bit of that black in the background, and it'll kind of make the scrapbooking paper pop. So that's my next tutorial, is turning one of these large black envelopes into some kind of a little folio of some sort. I do have a lot of these, so if it works out well, maybe I'll do up a little kit as well and sell those on my Etsy shop. I'll try and get rid of some of them. I think I have about 20 of them. So that's it for now. I just wanted to say hello and touch base, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.